Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. It is once again that time of the week. It is update day here in Modern Warfare and Warzone. And I won't lie, I definitely felt like Season 4 kind of got off to a slow start. But this week's update, even though it is no giant title update, has certainly brought some fresh new content to the game. We've actually got plenty of new modes over in multiplayer, we've got a brand new operator, and some other new updates as well. So today we're breaking down all the changes that just came to the game via the latest mini update, you could call it. So if you enjoy the video at any point, let me know by dropping a like on it. And of course, if you're new here, or if you happen to be a part of the 71% of viewers who are not subscribed, we are on the road to 500,000 subscribers, and each and every day we are covering the latest Call of Duty news, intel, updates, leaks, all sorts of stuff like that. So feel free to subscribe with your notifications turned on to stay on top of all of that. Now, as I just said, this update is not a major title update. So per usual with these smaller updates, you don't need to download anything extra. PS4 and Xbox players can just jump right onto the game. You'll see the whole update requires restart thing, and then you'll be good to go. And on PC, sometimes you may get like a small 200 megabyte update or something like that, but that's definitely nothing too inconvenient. So all things considered, this update is pretty much hassle-free. Now, when it comes to the new content that this patch actually brought to the game, for being a smaller update, it definitely has its fair share of new content. So, starting in multiplayer, as always, we do have a brand new playlist refresh here, and we've got several new modes to dive into for this week. So, the first standout for this week is going to be All or Nothing. Now, if you are an OG Call of Duty player, you probably recognize this mode. It first debuted back in MW3, and honestly, I loved this mode back then, so to see it return here now is definitely a nice nostalgia trip, I guess you could say. Of course, in All or Nothing, all you end up getting is a pistol that doesn't really have a ton of ammo, a throwing knife which also acts as a combat knife for better melee, and minimal perks as well. And as you get kills, you can get more ammo for your pistol, and this is basically like a bare bones style free-for-all match, where the first person to get 20 kills ends up winning the game. So definitely a more casual party game there, and honestly, I'm a big fan. Now, we also have the Chaos 10v10 playlist this week, which I think a lot of players are really going to enjoy, because this is actually 10v10 on a playlist of 6v6 maps. So obviously the gameplay itself is going to be a lot more hectic, a lot more chaotic, hence the name, and really, the pacing of this is definitely a big step up from the normal 6v6 modes. All the maps seem to flow really well in my mind. There is a lot of action here. So if you are trying to level up your Season 4 DLC weapons, or grind out some challenges, or really just enjoy some fast-paced gameplay, Chaos 10v10 is definitely a solid place for any of that. But the new modes do not stop there. We also have Team Tactical in the rotation this week, which is basically just like Face Off from MW3, as this is a 3v3 mode on some of the gunfight maps. So obviously it is pretty compact action here. You have modes like Domination, Kill Confirmed, and Grind, to name a few. And since it is all on the gunfight maps, it is also pretty chaotic from time to time. Then outside of those playlists, we do also have the usual quick play rotation. Then we've got Realism Mosh Pit. We've got Infantry Ground War, which is basically just like regular ground war. However, there are no tanks whatsoever. So if you don't like dying to the tanks, Infantry Ground War is basically gonna be your best friend. And then we do also have Gunfight Blueprints to round things out for this week. Now, moving on into the store, we of course have a new refresh here as well, and we've actually got a pretty major bundle in the featured section thanks to this new update, as Kyle Garrick, aka Gaz, is now available in the shop. So, Gaz is now the third member of the new Task Force 141 that is featured in the game. We already have Ghost and Captain Price as well, which means after today we are only missing one character. That of course being Soap. So you never know, maybe he's going to be coming in the future, maybe he'll be a Season 5 operator. Of course, only time will tell, but hey, Gaz is now available and Task Force 141 is one character away from being fully complete. Anyways, Gaz is now available through a new operator bundle. This one is available for 2,400 COD points, and this features the Sabre skin for Kyle, or for any Office fans, the Sabre skin for Kyle. Also an operator mission for Kyle to unlock another uniform for him, an assault rifle blueprint, a handgun blueprint, a baton melee weapon blueprint, a watch, Kyle's finishing move, an operator quip, a calling card, and also the Union Jack emblem. Then we also have the Mega City Menace bundle this week as well, and this one is available for 1500 COD points, and it comes with a light machine gun blueprint, an SMG blueprint, a charm, and also a calling card. Also, there will be some new items in the blueprints and in the operator section of the store, but those are not necessarily universal like the featured tab is. Those kind of depend on what you have bought previously, or I guess what you haven't bought previously, but that is worth checking out too if you are interested in some new items. Then, getting into Warzone, we do have a new playlist update here. First and foremost, regular quads is now back in the rotation this week. It was removed over the weekend as normal quads was replaced with realism quads. Honestly, I wasn't a huge fan of it. Definitely great for those hardcore fans who don't mind no HUD or anything like that. Personally, just was not my cup of tea, but nonetheless, regular quads is now back, alongside Battle Royale trios, duos, and solos as well. And then we do also have Plunder quads as the featured Plunder playlist for this week, and Warzone Rumble, which is of course 50 versus 50. So if you do want a more casual respawn mode that's just cut down to one specific area on the Verdansk map, that is still an option as of now. Also, it seems we did get one other small update to Warzone this week that kind of went under the radar, as we did actually get a brand new set of intel missions for the storyline. This week we have the Hunting the Enemy mission, which features 7 new objectives that give you various amounts of XP, but more importantly, they also give you more information on the storyline and sort of on the background and history of Verdansk. And the background of this week's intel missions is to begin the hunt for Zakhaev. So we'll probably dive into all of these locations in a video later this week to break down the storyline even more. Now, as we've seen before, sometimes when we do get these smaller playlist updates, we will occasionally see some back-end changes and some other adjustments go live, then sometimes we don't. Today's update actually did not include any other changes outside of just the playlists. However, Ashton Williams did give us some small insight on what's to come in the next update. As she said over on Twitter, today is just a playlist update. Weapon changes and other fixes will be in our next update. I can't give exact timing yet, but more details to come. So we're still not sure when exactly this mid-season update is going to be. I would say most likely it's either going to happen next Tuesday or the week after, but we know that this patch will be a much larger one, and it is going to feature some weapon adjustments like a nerf to the Grau, which has already been confirmed, and some other back-end updates, alongside, I would assume, some of the new content that's still on the roadmap. And of course, as we do get more info on that, I'll be sure to keep you guys updated there. Now, outside of everything that ended up changing today, as always when we do get these smaller updates, something we try and do is preview some of the in-progress changes that are listed over on the Trello board. In case you don't know, these are some of the changes that Infinity Ward has publicly stated they are working on. Keep in mind, this is not all of the changes that they've got under the microscope over there, but there are a handful of ones we can see they are looking into. So, in multiplayer, there really aren't a ton of new ones from last week's preview of it, but we do see they are still working on fixing stopping power rounds being removed from a weapon if you drop it. I do know this is also an issue over in Warzone as well, so even though this is listed as a multiplayer fix, I assume whenever this does actually end up getting fixed, it'll also apply over in Warzone. Then we also see they are working on fixing an invisible collision area on the ground war map Promenade, and also the hitboxes not working correctly in custom games when you have the headshot only option turned on. Now, for Warzone, it is kind of more of the same. We really don't have a ton of new in-progress issues, but some of the major ones that we know Infinity Ward is aware of include weapon icons not being correct on the ground. Like, for instance, when you see that a ground weapon says it's an MP5, but then you pick it up and it's actually an MG34, weird issues like that are still pretty common, but they are working to solve that one. Alongside the same player always being the squad leader, and horns apparently disconnecting from a vehicle and being heard in different areas on the map. Then for PC, there's really nothing new here outside of the dev errors that we've already seen for several weeks at this point, and keep in mind those do have some workarounds available. Anyways, with all of that being said, that is effectively everything that ended up changing in the newest update for Modern Warfare and Warzone, and that is going to wrap things up for today. If you guys enjoyed the video, let me know by dropping a like on it. And of course, if you're new here and you want to stay up to date with the latest Call of Duty news, intel, updates, leaks, and everything in between, feel free to subscribe with your notifications turned on. That way you'll always know whenever I post a new video. As always, if you want to check out any of my partners, be sure to use code IMMORTAL on all Scuff, G Fuel, Control Freak, and Respawn products. All of those links can be found in the description below, and once again, thanks so much for tuning in. Until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.